lot of road games. You obviously have dealt with a lot of injuries and protocol issues. What, as you reach the midway point of the season where you guys are at, you look back,
I'm gonna be honest, I can't hear anything you're saying.
Sorry. You guys have dealt with a lot of protocol and injury issues.
Yeah.
When you reach the midway point of the season, where do you think this team is at, considering everything you guys have been through over the past few months?
Yeah, I think what this team has learned to do is just continue to have to find a way to win. Different lineups, different people in and out, different ways as well. We've had games where we've won, both teams below 100. We've had games where, we've won in the hundreds. So, I think it's been a great opportunity for a bunch of guys to step up. And I think it's also showcased just our depth in general.
Duncan, we talk about starters and stuff like that because that's what we tend to do. But the way everything is meshed together, I mean, here you have a game, you get a roll early in the first half, hit your threes. Then Max comes in to start of the second half, hits those 2 threes, has a personal 8-0 run. How satisfying is it that whatever the niches are you're put into, you're seeing guys thrive in their roles?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, a lot of it is just that, whatever the role is, guys just embracing it, going out there, trying to compete, trying to win, and just trying to do their job. I think the reality is that for particularly Max and I, like, our roles don't necessarily change, like we're still doing it. I feel like I'm still doing the same stuff. I'm sure if you asked him, he'd probably say the same thing. So obviously, in a box score, it looks different, but I don't necessarily think if you were to watch the flow of the game, that it feels all that different, or at least it doesn't really for me.
You guys last year had that back-to-back set against Atlanta, if you remember, at home. You won the game, I think it was on a Sunday. They fell 6 games under 500. They fired their coach. They came out the next game and spanked you guys by a bunch. You're in that same situation again. Atlanta's coming in. You got to figure they're going to be hungry based on how they're playing. Do you sort of look back at last year, and sort of put things in perspective? Like, yeah, we had a big one against them also last year, and then 2 days later, things change in this league so quickly.
I mean, obviously it's kind of uncanny just parallel. Honestly, I don't necessarily think, maybe we'll acknowledge that. I don't know if we will. I think it's more so just about, just understanding that game to game, things can look a lot different. And, just what works against them tonight isn't going to necessarily work against them on Friday. And I think we play them again, like 3 or 4 games later. So, it's obviously hard to beat a team 2 times in a row, but, it might require different things. It's certainly going to require different things. So it's a good challenge.
Just curious as far as what you've seen from Spo, and how he's made this all work with all the moving parts and the different things you guys have faced. And, you've been under him now for 4 years. The job he's done over the first half of this season.
Yeah, I think he's really embraced where to find like competitive advantages in between the margins. I think there's, with all the craziness of this year, the protocols, people in and out of the lineup, our injury situation, like, how we play with certain lineups looks different than how we play with others. And, not being stubborn or hard-headed over how we have to play, and just kind of being fluid in that sense. And, I'll give a lot of credit to somebody like Kyle as well. I mean, he's very much dictating, what we're doing on the floor as well. So, I think a lot of credit obviously goes to Spo. He's kind of moving the pieces and, coming up with game plans as well as the rest of the staff. But in terms of execution, Kyle, I think has been kind of the rock behind all the craziness.
All right, Duncan, thank you.